What is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's stream, we got a special guest, Rio. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Already put the link in the chat, and then if you're watching this, back on replay, the link will be in the description as
Yes,
well.
sir.
So make sure you guys check him out. Great Washington YouTuber. We're going to be previewing the game this week against the Falcons, talk about some keys to victory. Rio will give some of his keys to victory. We'll give a score prediction. We got some new injury updates on some of the players. We'll talk about Curtis Samuel's, debut in Washington, how much we think he'll play, and what will his impact be for Washington in week 4. And then we'll get into, stat predictions and, the Winview questions. Again, make sure you guys check out Winview. I'll put the link in there as well. And yeah, how's it going, Rio?
Hey, I'm great, man. How are you doing, man?
Pretty good. Hopefully we can get this win. It'll make me feel a lot better this weekend heading
Oh,
into
for
week
sure.
5. Yeah, because
I
I mean
definitely
two
don't want
and
to feel like how I felt last week.
oh yeah, and 2-2 sounds a lot better than 1-3. Even if it's against the Falcons, I don't care. We got to get the win.
I know, man. Every team counts, and who are we to call a team a bad team when we haven't really proven ourselves yet? So it's
Yeah,
a good week for us for the defense to right the ship and finally dominate.
yeah, for sure. So real quick on some injury updates, and let me say hi to some people in the chat. What's up, Dave Quavis? What's up, Avion? Let's
It's
see.
good.
What is up, King Sean? Appreciate you coming in. What's up, One Life Music? So we'll start off with some kind of like injury updates. So Antonio Gibson and Matt Ioannidis traveled with the team, and it looks like Gibson will play, which was expected. Matt Ioannidis, we'll
Thank
see.
God.
Still no, word for sure, but at least he's traveling with the team. So there's definitely a chance that Matt Ioannidis plays. What do you think? Do you think both of them play?
I hope both of them play, but I think Gibson plays. Man, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and be optimistic. Both of them are gonna play tomorrow. We need them both. Like people don't want to call it this because it's this early in the season, but I'm gonna call it exactly how I see it. It's a must-win game tomorrow because our schedule we have coming up. All off season, I was the guy who said, "Oh, it's just a piece of paper. It's just a schedule." Well, if we start off 1-3 with New Orleans, the Chiefs, the Bucks, Broncos, Packers, Panthers, and all these games we have left on our schedule, that's not a good start, especially with Dallas getting off to a fast start, and their schedule's not as hard as ours early on. So we have to win tomorrow. So I hope both of our guys are there.
Yeah, for sure. And what's up, Casper? Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, I think it's pretty much a must win. I mean, you look at it, like you said, our schedule. We got the Bucks. I mean, Bucks is a little later on, but we got the Saints, which is a winnable game, but that's still a tough game. Like you don't like so far
A good
through
team.
3 weeks, it's been like they got one dominant win and they got that terrible loss to the Panthers, and they won last week. So we'll see. That's a winnable game, but I mean, it's also a tough game that you're definitely not going to check that off as a win. You play the Chiefs, like I said, the Bucks. I mean, that's a tough stretch right there, and also the Packers in there as well. And then later on, of
Mm-hmm.
course, you play the Seahawks and Raiders. But it's a tough stretch, and this win, if they go into that stretch 2-2, and that makes it a lot better. And they'll only have to steal like one win or two out of the next 3 wins, or out of the
Yep.
three next 3 games. But if they lose this game, they're probably going to have to steal 2 games against teams that they're probably not going to
Not
be
gonna
able
beat.
to do.
Facts. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I want this game badly too because I have a few friends that are Falcons fan. The last time we beat them was 2003. We had Patrick Ramsey starting at quarterback, Trunk candidate at running back, and Lavernius Cole. How old are you? How old are you right now?
18.
Oh my God! So you were freaking newborn last time we beat the Falcons. So Matt Ryan's never lost to us, bro. Like we've lost to this team so many times in a row, and we need to finally beat them because I was 12 the last time we beat them, and I turned 30 next week. So that tells you all you need to know about us playing the Falcons. I'm tired of hearing my friends, man.
Yeah, we gotta win. And if you look at our schedule real quick, I'm trying to pull it up right here. We play the Falcons, and then the Saints, the Chiefs, Packers, and Broncos. So if
Oh my
you
God.
if you win that Falcons game, you're 2-2. You if you can win one, I mean, really, you're gonna have to
One
probably
of the next
win one or
3.
two out of those next four. If you lose that Falcons game, you minimum have to beat two out of those four teams, and it's gonna be really hard to do. I think even though the Broncos are 3-0, I definitely still see that as a winnable game because you look at the three teams they beat, they haven't beat a team with a win yet. Every team they've played has lost every single game, and you can only
Yep.
play, the team on your schedule, but still, like they haven't played anyone that great yet. So I think that's a game that we could win. But the Chiefs, we're not winning that game. The Saints,
Hell
maybe.
no.
Packers, Packers, it's like if we catch them on an off week, maybe, but I mean, it's
Man,
very
it's in
unlikely.
Lambeau. It's in
Yeah, it's in
Lambeau. Oh, and
Lambeau
shout out
too.
shout out
So,
Water is good and Casper. Appreciate y'all.
yep, appreciate you guys coming through and wishing Rio a happy early birthday. When's your birthday?
Oh, it's like the 14th. I probably
Ah,
said next week, but like it's the 14th of October,
all
man.
right, all right. So
Man,
pretty close, pretty close. So,
yeah.
I mean, like if you beat the Falcons, you're 2-2, heading into that stretch, and if you win one of those four, you are 3-5, I believe. Did I get that right or no? Yeah, you're three and
Yeah, one and yeah.
yeah. So you're 3-5, which obviously isn't great, but like it's you're treading water there. But if you go
Mhm.
1-3 and you only win one of those, then you're 2-6, and at that point, it's going to be really really hard to be able to get close to a winning record or even 8 wins, 9 wins. If you do that, you just got to be able to be relatively close to 500 at once you get to Dallas. I think it's week like
Yeah.
I don't know the exact week, but it's like week 13 or something.
Yeah,
You
week
got to be
13, the last 5 weeks of the season.
yeah, you got
All
to be treading
division.
water there. I think after the Bucks, there's some winnable games on the schedule. The Panthers are looking good right now. They're looking really good, but let's see if they can still look good in November. The Seahawks, I think the Seahawks are definitely a winnable game. I predicted right when the schedule came out that we would win that game. We'll see. I think it's
That's on
definitely a
Monday
winnable.
Night Football.
Yeah, it's a winnable game. It's definitely a winnable game. Seahawks haven't looked great this year, and then you play the Raiders, who 3-0, but I mean they always start out hot and kind of go downhill from there. We'll see. It's kind of the same thing with the Panthers. Let's see how good they are in November. But those are much more winnable games than when you look at the Chiefs, Packers, and Bucks. Like those games right there, very very hard to win those. Like it's going to be very hard
Mhm.
for us to win, but those other games a little bit of a higher chance. So heading into this week against the Falcons, we already talked about it. It's a pretty much a must win if you want to be able to make the playoffs. What are some keys to victory for you in this game for Washington to win?
Okay, for starters, I need the D line to look as advertised as we've talked about them all off season. We've been told, we've been heard on every national, local platform that our D line is the best on paper in the entire league. I'm gonna need them to fit the billing. I'm gonna need Chase Young and Montez Sweat to look the part this week because like I'm not giving them any more excuses. Like they're getting handled even in one-on-one protections. Matt Ryan is a statue and their offensive line is not any good. So if we're not getting pressure on this team, I'm not sure when we're ever going to get pressure this year because our defense is just, it looks too relaxed right now. It's like everybody we're playing, our corners are 10 yards back. We're not getting no pressure. It looks like we're running a scrimmage on defense every week. And I'm tired of seeing teams go down there and score on the first drive of the game. So for starters, let's see if we can get a stop on the first drive of the game on defense.
Yeah, I mean Chase Young, like here's the thing. I think people need to understand like the D line. I know people might think I'm crazy when I say this. I think they've played good this year. The thing is, that is not what we need them to be. Like they can't be the 14th,
Good.
13th, 12th ranked defensive line in football. They can't. If we want to
Mhm.
win games, they can't. They've got to be top 3 game changing
Fact.
defensive, like game-changing defensive line. They've been decent. They've gotten pressure. Obviously, in the Bills game, they were not decent at all. They were terrible. But in the first couple games, they were decent, and it's just that we can't have them be decent. We need to have them be elite. We need to have Chase Young be elite. He's has some good plays,
Mm-hmm.
but we need to have him make some game-changing plays in these games. He has yet to make a game-changing play so far in the
Nope.
season. Has not made a sack, has not made he hasn't made any, batted balls or any, forced fumbles, anything like that. So he's got to do that in this game. He's got to have at least like one game changing play, a sack or something like that.
For
And same
sure.
thing with some of the other guys on the defensive line. They've been fine. The bigger problem, obviously, is the linebackers and some of the players in the
Oh
secondary.
man.
But the D line also has to help them out a little bit more because last year they were doing much better, which helped our secondary, which was ranked second. I don't think the personnel we had there was the second ranked secondary in the league, but our defensive line helped out our secondary a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we're down Benjamin St. Juice this week, so we're going to be a depleted secondary. And Fuller has been awful this year. I don't know what's going on with Kendall Fuller, but like he's in the John Bostic category right now for like their liabilities on the defensive unit right now. And like just to touch one more point on the defensive line, when you spend 4 first-round draft picks on one unit, you don't need them to be adequate. Like you need them to dominate. You need them to be great and to cause disruption. You need them to muck up the other team's plan. But moving on to the backers, it's about time to see Jamin Davis look like the first round pick we drafted him to be and to unleash him, because I might vomit if I see John Bostic trying to run with Kyle Pitts tomorrow. Like I have no interest in seeing John Bostic try to cover Kyle Pitts. Hell no. Nah.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm going to be interested to see, do they put Kendall Fuller on the outside now that Benjamin St. Juste is out, because he's been playing the slot. He has not looked good at all. And Torrey McTyer can play slot and outside. This would be like, I don't think, not having Jimmy Moreland is like the reason why obviously we're a bad
Mhm.
defense so far, but I feel like in this situation, without Benjamin St. Juste, having someone like Jimmy Moreland, you can play him in the slot and then have Kendall Fuller on the outside. I think it would be great. But you also got Daryl Roberts, obviously not super confident in him, but he can play
Mhm.
pretty much any position in the secondary. And
Yep.
yeah, Bostic, man, I'm happy that he's finally starting to get less and less snaps. Him and Landon
Oh
Collins,
man.
but Bostic, like I need a Bostic to be in. Hopefully, like by like week 6, week 7, week 8, he's playing like
Mhm.
25% of the snaps instead of like the start of the season where he's playing like 60, 70% of the snaps. It's starting to go down, but I need to see that number go down. Like he's good, not good. He's okay in certain situations where like if you wanted him to blitz the quarterback, he can do that. He's okay at stopping the run, but if you ever put him in coverage, terrible. Like he's just probably one of the worst coverage linebackers in the league. You do not want him out in coverage, and he's not even a great tackler, especially in open space. Not a good like he's
Hell
okay in
no.
the run game. In the run game, he's okay at best, but in open space, he just can't seem to get these guys down. And I think also like Cole Holcomb, he hasn't been terrible, but he needs to step up too. He needs to step up too because I had big expectations for Cole Holcomb this year. I was pretty confident he was going to take another step up, and he's taken a step back this year. So let's hope. And I know one of those touchdowns he allowed was offensive PI, but it's not just that. Like it's been
Yep.
multiple things so far this season that have been a little bit disappointed with Cole Holcomb. I don't think he's been, bad or terrible, but I was expecting him to be pretty good this year. He hasn't been, and like you said, Jamin Davis. Let's see him get some more snaps. He had that great play with, against the Bills, where you're like, that's why we drafted this guy with the 19th overall pick. You see his athleticism, you see his ability to cover, and just made a perfect textbook tackle on. I can't remember
Yep.
who it was, but that was a great play by him. And Bostic never has done that in his career here. And like I just don't understand. You have Bostic just playing absolutely terrible. He's playing terrible, and you're still leaving him in these 3rd and 10 situations. Like, first of all, if you put anyone else in that position, they're going to be better than John Bostic. Like, if you put Jamin Davis, even if he's
Facts.
bad, he's going to be better than John Bostic. And also, you want to like, if anyone's going to struggle, you want to see at least your first round pick get some more reps, see the field a little bit more, because he's going to develop faster if he gets more reps, because he didn't get that many reps in college. So they hopefully this week, John Bostic's snaps significantly go down, and Jamin Davis's go up, and maybe even put Khaleke Hudson in a few plays. I really haven't seen him much on the field, even at Buffalo nickel. So I think they should play him a little bit more, but more importantly, keep Bostic out and Jamin Davis in.
Khaleke has to step up when he gets in too, because from what I've seen from him in Richmond and in the preseason, he looks lost a lot of the time where he gets out there. That's why we've only seen him on special teams so far. They got to step it up. Oh man, Adrian, we don't need Reuben Foster. Like, I'm not sure he ever touches a field again. And I seen somebody ask, are the Falcons good offensively? Well, they're averaging 16 points a game right now. They have some pieces. They have a quarterback. Yeah, they have a really good receiver, 2 good tight ends with Pitts and Hayden Hurst. Their running game is non-existent, and their offensive line is shaky. So I would not say they have a good offense, but they have a quarterback who can get things done. And if we let them get comfortable, we will right all of their wrongs. And I'm tired of being the medicine for other teams. I'm tired of us, like, whenever you need a get right game, we're just the cure for whatever you're going through. Like, I'm tired of seeing it. I don't want to be a slump buster anymore. I want us to finally just dominate. I would love to blow this team out tomorrow because they're not any good right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we're gonna do a couple more keys to victory, then give our score prediction, guys, and then we'll get into some stat predictions and the Winview questions. Make sure you guys check them out. You guys can do, a bunch of free contests. You don't need to put any money in. You answer 8 questions and you can win some prizes. And also, if you do want to put some money in, first time deposit bonus of up to $200 and play your first $20 risk free. Make sure you guys do check them out. So now getting into another key to victory that I have, you got to feed Antonio Gibson the ball. Like, as long as he's, pretty healthy, like, I know he's banged up a little bit, but as long as he can play, give this man some more carries. Like, give him 20, not 20 carries, but I'm saying 20 total touches. So that's what I want for Antonio Gibson. He's been really good this year, just hasn't gotten the, amount of work that I thought they would give him. Just like, it baffles my mind a little bit just how they're not involving him that much in the pass catching game. Like, he had 2 targets last week, 2 targets. One was a 73-yard touchdown, and another he dropped, which is, unfortunate, but it would have been a touchdown as well. So the 2 targets that you had for Antonio Gibson should have been touchdowns. And I don't understand, like, if you don't want to run him that much, okay, give him the ball more as a pass catcher. He only had 2 targets, and like, I need him to get like five plus targets in a game because he is electric after the catch. And yeah, he needs to get more touches, especially as a
Yeah,
pass
I need
catcher.
him to get a rushing. I need him to get a rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
He has 0 in the season so far, but that's just situational stuff, and we like to pass in the red zone. But I feel you. Gibson needs to be fed, not just for the fact that we need to win the game, but for some of us, our fantasy starting running back is Antonio Gibson. So I could definitely use some Gibson touches.
Yeah, and like, not only do I want him to get more pass catching work, but also give him some more carries as well. This offensive line has been both, good as a run blocking unit and also pass blocking, but they've been really good as a run blocking unit so far. The Bills game wasn't great, but the first 2 games of the season, they were great, and they've had success running the ball. So if they can run the ball a little bit outside this week, because we are playing the Falcons, who have Grady Jarrett, who's one of the elite defensive tackles, but besides that, on their defensive line, nothing to worry about. So if you can get to the
Nah.
outside with Gibson, I think that will be really, really helpful for us. And I think shout out Eclipse and the Washington football team group chat on Twitter. Let's talk about Curtis Samuel, because he is back, And I forgot we
Mm-hmm.
to talk about it, but Curtis Samuel is going to be active for this game. At least that's what we expect. He's going to be active, taken off of IR, which is great news. Some people are saying that. I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy things on Twitter. Like people are saying we rushed him back. There's actually been predictions that he will get
He's
hurt
gonna
in
get
this game.
re-injured.
How do you feel about it? And yeah, just first, not how you feel about what he's going to do on Sunday, but how do you feel about him coming back in terms of his injury?
I mean, it's interesting. Like we were mad that he wasn't playing at the start of the season. Now we rushed him back. I mean, the little bit of clips I seen in practice, he was moving fine, and I don't
Yeah.
think Ryan Vermillion and their staff is going to put him on the field if he's not ready. And with a groin, that's usually that's a judgment call. So I imagine at this point he's thirsty to get out on the field. He's starving, but I don't think he's going to put himself out there if he's in this position to absolutely go tear it up on tomorrow. Like, but I also think he's going to be on a snap count. I don't think he's going to be whatever his full time role will be here. I don't think we're going to see that tomorrow, but he's going to play just enough to have an impact on the game.
Yeah, I just don't understand the mentality of these fans saying, "Oh, he's gonna get injured on like come on now, come on, just like that's just crazy talk. Like he could, but why are you saying that?" And like I just
Don't put
think
the
that
energy in the air.
they have been really cautious with this the whole time. Like I know held him out from like a simple groin strain from. I mean, I guess it's not simple because it took him so long, but from
Yeah, it took a little
May
bit.
from May or late May till when did he pull that thing again or tweak that thing again? It was like mid-August or late. No, it might have been
Yeah.
September. It was like
No, it was
September
September. It
actually.
was September. Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
week of
so
I think it was week 1.
yeah, so right before week 1. So they took their time with that so long. They took their time with that. And it's not like they rushed they put him back onto the, field. They just wanted to see how he was doing and he felt good. So they let him run some routes. And it was right away where it didn't feel good and he tweaked it. He's had a full week of practice and also like he was on the field last week stretching and doing some things as well, but he's had a full week of practice. He's like if he was going to tweak it, he was already going to tweak it. Like it doesn't matter. I think
I
he's
agree.
going to be fine. They're not going to rush him back. If it was still an issue, I don't think he would be playing this week because they need him for the rest of the season. And if he tweaks it, he's either done for a while or pretty much done for the season. So, yeah, I think he's going to be fine. Also, what do you think his impact is going to be week 4 against the Falcons? You kind of alluded to it already about his snap count, but what do you think he's going to add to this offense?
I mean, he adds a speed dynamic through these first couple weeks. I don't really see a consistent vertical threat for one. And we wanted it to be Diami. Diami is going to take some time. I loved what I saw from him in the offseason. I thought he was going to kill it off rip, but not all third rounders are the same and develop on the same trajectory. So we just can't expect everyone to be Terry McLaurin from the second, from get go. But he adds a vertical threat, he adds speed, and he adds an enigma. Defenses, one of the hardest things to adjust to is something you haven't seen yet. And what they have not seen is Curtis Samuel in a Washington uniform. And that mystery alone gives us an advantage because they don't know how we plan to use him. They have to watch Carolina's tape. So just that alone, it gives us something in our arsenal that we could pull out the bag. DeMar Scott should be able to open the playbook up a little bit more. And that gives us an advantage on offense.
Yeah, I think Curtis is going to help us out a ton. I mean, just, he can move, he can work in the slot on the outside. He can, do some end arounds, jet sweeps. He can line up in the backfield. And, he takes away some attention from Terry. I mean, if you double Terry, then Curtis is going to kill you. And, also, they're gonna have to pay some extra attention to Curtis. So Terry's gonna get more one-on-one matchups without safety help, without a double team. So I think it's gonna help out Terry as well. And yeah, I think that Diami's been a little bit underwhelming. Obviously, it's third rounders don't always make huge impacts, like you said, like Terry McLaurin. But also, I
Mm-hmm.
think like Heineke has missed some throws. I was watching Tay and Todd podcast. Film breakdown on Heineke,
Film
and there was
breakdown.
one or
My
two
boys.
times with Deami Brown where if Heineke throws it to him, it's a touchdown. There was also one
Mhm.
where 2 for Terry that it would have been a touchdown, and 1 for Antonio Gibson. So, he's been okay. I think he'll get better as the season goes on, and he's gonna get less snaps though because Curtis is back, but I think he'll still get
Mhm.
a decent amount of snaps because he's obviously more he's more of an outside receiver, but he can line up in the slot as well if you need him to.
For sure.
So he'll still get some snaps, but I think once Curtis is fully back, his snaps will go down a decent amount. Unless they really want to cut out Adam Humphries from the lineup, and maybe they will. But once Fitzpatrick comes back, I think they will probably it will if Fitzpatrick comes back and
Yeah,
Ron
I'm not sure. I'm
starts
not
him.
sure we see
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick again.
I just I'm not sure because I'm just I'm not saying this is what I would want to Fitzpatrick to come back, but I just feel like Ron would probably do that. I don't know. Obviously, we have no idea
Mhm.
because it's 6 weeks in the future, so really it's gonna be based on how Heineke plays. If he plays bad, then obviously Fitzpatrick. Like if he's really bad, then probably Fitzpatrick will be in. And if he's really good, then obviously Heineke will still remain the starter. But if he's okay, then maybe that's when Ron Rivera might go back to Fitzpatrick. But I think it'll depend on how his play is, but also the record of the team. Because if we're at a solid record, then I don't think that Rivera's going to want to mess with that, and I don't think he should mess with that.
Mhm.
And if we're really struggling, then maybe a change is needed. But I do want to see Heineke for more time because we've only seen him a couple games, and he's going to have bad games. That Bills game wasn't his best game, but I want to see how
Nope,
he
at
responds
all.
to that game, and I think he'll respond in a good way.
Definitely want to see how he responds to having a bad game because all we've seen the highs of Taylor Heineke, and for the first time we've seen the lows, and we got to see how quarterbacks temperament after they throw a pick or after they have a bad game. That helps you see exactly what you have in him. And for those that think he possibly still, I don't think he'll be the long-term answer here, but there are people within the fan base who believe he can be. We need to see him. He needs to perform versus this team tomorrow. Atlanta's not a good team, and he should be able to put up numbers versus them.
All right, and yeah, I agree. And what's up, Dubs family? Shout out to Dubs family. Make sure you guys check him out on YouTube. Also, make sure you sub up to both of us, me and Rio. Make sure you guys sub up to us. I'm on the road to
Mhm.
7K, and Rio is getting super close to 1,000 subscribers. He's getting up there. He's
Getting
about
there.
190, something like that, away from 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys check him out. Great Washington YouTuber. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
real quick give our score prediction for the game, and I
Hmm.
also want everyone in the chat to put it in as well. So I'll go first. I'm gonna say I would love to say like a huge blowout. I'm gonna say though 27-20 Washington wins. Originally I was gonna say 27-17, but I just don't think that Washington's defense is gonna allow that low of points. So that's why I'm saying
Mhm.
20-27. Washington takes the win.
Okay. All right. I got us winning on a game-winning field goal from Dustin Hopkins. I know. I'm gonna knock on wood now so I don't jinx him. But before I say this, smash the like button on the video. Everybody in the video, y'all are here. We're having a good time. We're rocking. Smash the like button for my guy
Appreciate
Pedro.
it.
Make sure you hit that sub, even though I'm pretty sure you already subbed to my guy. But I got 23-21 Washington. I think we lead most of the game. Matt Ryan comes down and gets a touchdown, and it's 21-20, and Heineke leads a game-winning drive. Dustin Hopkins kicked the field goal, 23-21. I'm not going to be very excited about a 23-21 win versus a bad team, but I will take a W however you can get it because the win and loss column does not count style points into wins and losses. Just get the win, leave Atlanta with a dub. Let's even the record out, and let's come back home for the Saints next week with a 2-2 record.
Man, and let me put Rio's link in right here so you guys can sub up to him. If we win on a if no, not if we win, but if Dustin Hopkins is lining up for game-winning field goal,
I have a heart
I
attack.
don't know what I'm gonna do. My heart's gonna be through the roof. I mean, last time, like when we had that Giants one, he kicked the field goal. I know you were at the game. I saw that your
Oh my
reaction, but
god.
like when he missed that kick, I just fell to the ground like this, and I was just like,
I was
man.
depressed.
And
I
he
was
missed that,
depressed.
and then I heard the flag, and I was like, wait, and then thank God we made that kick because if think about that, if he misses that, we're 0-3 right
Oh,
now, and
and three.
we're
Oh
talking
my
about
god.
getting a top 10 draft pick, and what
Top
quarterback
10,
we're
we're
taking.
talking top
Yeah,
2. We 0 and
top
3. We're
yeah
talking top
top 5, yeah, whatever, top 3, and yeah, we're talking about our quarterback. But yeah, I mean, I think it's that hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully we're able to win by more. Hopefully we're able to win by more than that field goal because my blood pressure cannot take that. Let's hope
Hell
we
no.
can win that game by more than that. But yeah, most people think we're gonna win. I don't think I had anyone in here say that we're gonna lose.
I would love
But
to
yeah,
just win handedly and just blow
oh
them out. Like, please win like 27-10 or something. Please. The Eagles did it.
yeah, the Eagles did it, and I was not high on the Eagles heading into the season. I was kind of saying like
Mhm.
6 wins for them, maybe 7. And after week 1, I was like, maybe, because I didn't think the Falcons were great, but I was like, maybe they're better than I thought. And then they go ahead, lose the 49ers, expected. They actually played okay in that game, and they got killed by the Cowboys. So I don't think they're as good as people thought they were after that Falcons game, and we should be able to beat the Falcons. We have a better defense, in my opinion, than the Eagles. Of course, we have a more talented defense, but I mean, that talent hasn't done anything this season. So let's
It
hope
is
they can
not.
step it up. So, real quick, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do the Winview picks for this week. So, me and Rio are going to both, answer these questions. And I want also you guys in the chat to answer as well. Some of these questions are, going to be easy for us, at least, for us that predicted us to win. You guys can check out Winview right here. This is a free contest that you guys can enter. Let me go ahead and put that link in. And yeah, so what do you think about that first question, Rio?
Which one we going for? Number 6?
Let me see. Wait, let me. I'll just pull it up right here.
Oh, from top
Um,
to bottom. From top to bottom.
yeah,
Okay.
both teams combined to kick 3 or more successful field goals in the game.
Well, oh, combined, yeah. Then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go yes because I think I had us getting 23, which would mean 3 field goals and 2 touchdowns. So all the field goals coming from us, they're gonna score 3 touchdowns. So for me, I'm going yes.
Yeah, so I had 27-20, so I had us kicking or making 2 field goals and the Falcons making, I think, 2 field goals as well.
Yep.
So I got yes on that.
Smash
But
the yes.
maybe it's a low, um, maybe it's a low scoring game and there's only a couple field goals, but I'm saying yes for that. So let's see. Both Taylor Heineke and Matt Ryan each throw at least 2 touchdowns. Both throw at least 2 touchdown passes in the game. I'm gonna say no for that. I think that one of them, maybe both of them can do 2 touchdowns each, but I think one of them will throw 1 touchdown or less. I mean, what Heineke had 1 passing touchdown last week?
I think he had 2 because of the Gibson screen pass. He had one to
Oh yeah, yeah,
Logan
yeah.
and
But
one
like,
to yeah.
like that's kind of like and then his second one was at the
Mm,
end of the game when they were playing prevent. So, um, you
garbage
know,
time. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the Chargers game, he had 1 touchdown in about 2.5 quarters. The Giants game, he had 2, and I'm gonna say no for this one. What do you
Me
think?
too. Me too.
Yeah.
I got Matt Ryan scoring 2 or 3 touchdowns, and I got Heineke scoring 1, but us winning the game. I think our other touchdown comes either defensively or a run.
Okay, this one is actually tough for me. Um, Calvin Ridley records more total receiving yards than Terry McLaurin in the game. Yes or no?
Mm. God, I
This
want
is
to
a
say
tough
no.
one.
I
This
want to
is a
say no.
tough
I'm gonna
one.
say I'm gonna say yes because unless we're having William Jackson follow him, and with BSJ out, he's gonna see a lot of guys that he should be able to beat in coverage. And I think this is the game where their offense kind of gets on track a little bit. They're gonna score 20 points, and they're averaging 16 points a game. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go yes. I don't want to say yes. I'm gonna go yes.
Yeah, especially with Benjamin St. Juste being out. Like he's gonna get some matchups on Torrey McTyer. He's been targeted a ton this year. He hasn't had like any huge games. I think
Mm-hmm.
you know the thing also is on the flip side, like Terry's probably gonna be matched up on Fabian Moreau and some of these other cornerbacks, maybe AJ Terrell as well. So I mean, I could
Oh yeah,
see
he's good.
Terry
I
going
like him.
off as well. Maybe both of them having
Mm-hmm.
over 100 yards. Games. Why I'm gonna say yes is just because I'm kind of on the fence with it, and I get more points. I get a better point total if I say yes,
Mm-hmm.
and it happens. So I'm gonna go with that. So both teams combined to commit 3 or more turnovers in the game. What do you guys think in the chat? And Rio, what do you think?
And I'm going yes on this one too. Hopefully it's them committing 2 and us committing 1. But yeah, I'll go 3 turnovers. It sounds like just right. Like I wouldn't go higher or lower.
Because I think Heineke will probably have one turnover at least, whether it's a interception or a fumble. I think he'll have one. I think that's pretty safe to say, like, either a interception or a fumble. And then the only thing why I would maybe say no is because our defense is not like forced turnovers. I mean, against the Chargers, we did. I'll say we forced two, but it's really one. Like, I mean, we did not like that fumble with Herbert. Like,
Mhm.
that's a lucky like where he pretty much threw a pass, but they called it a fumble out of the end zone. And then the Giants, did we force a single turnover in that game?
Did we? No, I don't believe we did. We did
And
not.
against the
We definitely
Bills,
didn't.
we
And
didn't
versus the
as well.
Bills, we did not as well.
So for me, I'm gonna just say no. I don't know. It's tough, but I'm gonna say no for this one. You said yes, so let's see. Either J.D. McKissick or Mike Davis record a touchdown in this game. I want to look up Mike Davis if he
I think he has like a
scored this.
I think he has like 1 touchdown. He has like 137 yards on the season. Something not that relevant. Like he has like 60 less yards than Gibson, but I think no. Actually, I think neither starting running back has a touchdown this year actually.
Yeah, I don't
And he's
think
their
he has a
starter.
touchdown. Yeah, he does not have a
Hmm.
touchdown so far. And McKissick has one, right? He has one touchdown.
Yeah, versus the Giants. He had the goal line draw.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say yes. I think there's a low chance of McKissick getting a touchdown, but there's always a chance he gets a receiving touchdown, or maybe it's a situation
Maybe.
like that Giants game where lined up in the goal line, Taylor Heineke audibles or something like that, and he gets the touchdown. And then Mike Davis also has a chance to score a touchdown as well. I mean, just has to get in that goal line situation. Like I think they would much rather have him as their goal line back than Cordell Patterson, but maybe I'm wrong. But
Unless
that's what.
unless unless Gibson is actually like hurt and he's out tomorrow, then there's a big chance McKissick gets in there.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see this next question. Either team scores 24 or more points in a single half of the game. I'm saying no for
Oh,
that.
big no. I'm smashing the no button on this one.
Yeah,
Hell
let me
no.
put 750 points on that. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean 24. I mean, hopefully it would be us, but if the Falcons somehow scored 24 points in any half, man, that would be, even if we win the game, very concerning. Like if Taylor Heineke has to have a great game for us to win this game, in my
That's
opinion,
scary.
that is very concerning. Like I don't need Heineke to have a great game this week. I need to have him to have an average to above average game. Not be a game manager, but like take what the defense is giving you. Occasionally take those big shots down the field, but more importantly, feed Gibson. We don't need him to go out there and throw. Make some crazy plays like he was in that Bills game where he kind of forced some throws. We don't need him to do that. Hopefully to win the game, because if we do, that would be concerning for me. Derek says, can Heineke throw the ball where it can throw the deep ball on the street to De'Ami Brown? I mean, there was one or two times where he
He
should
missed
have.
them a few times.
Yeah, there was a couple of times where De'Ami was open and he didn't get him the ball. So I mean, all these quarterbacks miss it, but let's hope he can learn from that experience and get De'Ami and Terry the ball when they're open down the field. But yeah, I don't think anyone will score 24 points in a half.
Yeah.
So the longest offensive play of the game is a passing play. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go yes for that one. I think a bomb, either Ridley, McLaurin, Samuel.
Hit.
Someone's gonna catch a bomb in the game. And going back to what Derek said about Heineke, I think Heineke's self-aware that he doesn't have a strong arm and purposely looks past some of these deep routes when the receivers are open, because as you can see in that win last week, a strong arm can't cut it in the wind. And that's why he should have had like 5 picks last week versus the Bills. Heineke does not have a strong arm in the slightest. He has like a little more arm than Colt McCoy had. So I think that's another reason why he doesn't look deep as much as we'd like to. And sometimes he just doesn't see it when a dude is streaking down the field. But for this one, I'm doing yes. It's going to be someone's going to catch a bomb in this game. Probably the
Yeah, I'll go
Falcons.
yes. I'll go yes too. Not super confident, just because who knows? Maybe Gibson, uh, you know, breaks off, 40 plus yard run. But yeah, I think that definitely could be the case. So right here, a player from either team records 80 or more total rushing yards. I think this is like tough because, and what's up, Tim Sports Talk and Red Wings, Christian, everyone, make sure
I'm going to say
you guys
no.
sub up to Rio. Appreciate you guys coming through, and also check out Winview. I'll put the link in again, and check out Rio, like I said. But this is a tough one because I think if you're telling me Gibson gets like 18 plus rushes in this game, then I'm saying yes right here. But they've been, they haven't given him the ball that much, especially when he's injured, especially like because of the shoulder injury. So honestly, I want to see. I mean, the odds are pretty even on this one. What would you say?
I'm gonna go no. I don't think either running backs to 80 yards. I think it's gonna be one of those games where everybody's throwing it around, and I don't know how much touches Gibson's gonna get because he's on the injury list, so he's questionable for tomorrow. And my shout out to Christian Miller. We're not getting on Heineke. We're just being, we're keeping it real on him. I like Heineke. He's fun. He's good. I like what he does. But oh yeah, and Diami, he hasn't looked good. He needs to do better. He needs to clean up his route running, and he needs to get his hands right because his hands look like preseason Jamar Chase right now. He can't. He has a lot of concentration drops. He's looking at defenders. He's seeing tiptoes coming. He needs to get right. But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't. I don't. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
and
think
I
any running
think
back is the 80.
this is a good segue into like I kind of think that Scott, like, I'm not a Scott Turner fanboy. I don't think he's like a great offensive coordinator, but I think he gets a little bit too much hate from fans.
He
Like, some
does.
fans just think he's just so bad, and it's like, well, the offense has to execute the game plan. I mean, and it's just
Facts.
like some plays, like De'Ami Brown, he makes that. And I know it's late in the game; it's the third or fourth quarter, but he makes that catch that he dropped. That's another set of downs that the offense gets. Heineke sometimes forces some throws. Heineke also had a great throw to Logan Thomas. I think we were down 7-0 at that point. Logan Thomas, a great, play designed by Scott Turner. Offense gets like 20, 25 yards, and Logan Thomas fumbles, and the defense gets the ball back. I mean, there's plenty of, times where it just the offense isn't getting executed, or, players are just not making plays. And I think
Yep.
that's a lot of that's on the players. And Scott Turner hasn't been perfect. Like I said, I think Gibson should get the ball more. Maybe it's because of his injury, but there's also points where players just aren't executing the game plan.
Oh, for facts. Like the defensive court. I mean, the defensive coordinator is the one y'all need to pick a bone with. It's not Sky. It is Jack Del Rio, because our team's biggest strength has suddenly become a weakness, and that's not a formula for winning the division in back-to-back seasons. But yeah, I see this game being decided by less than 8 points. So I'm gonna go no here.
Yeah, I think I said 27-20. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully we win like 30-10. That would be amazing if our defense
That'd be
just
great.
totally dominates. Like even if we win, but our defense looks bad, like that's still gonna be a little concerning. Of
It'd be
course, like
frightening.
yeah, we don't want that to happen. So, hopefully, though, we can win by more than 8 points. But yeah, like honestly, I'd rather us win like 20-13 than 27-20 or 34-27. But that's just me. So I'm gonna say no for that one. I'll put like let's go 500 points on that one. So we got a couple more questions, I believe. So who wins the game? I think we both said this.
Yep.
Washington. Let's put a bunch of. I mean, like I think it's. I don't know what the spread is right now, but I don't think Washington's even favored by that much. I want to look at that. I know it's like maybe.
Like
I think
one.
it's 1.5 at last time I checked. Did you
Yeah.
just look right now?
Yeah, I think no, I didn't look at it, but I believe it's at like 1.5.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not even favored by that much. So right now we are favored by 1.5. It is in Atlanta, so they get a couple extra points there. But I mean, I'm gonna say we win this game. Hopefully, it's comfortably, but who knows? So here are my picks right here. You guys can see these right here. We'll kind of recap them at the end of tomorrow's recap video from the game. Hopefully, it's a win. Again, guys, make sure you guys check out Winview. Appreciate them for sponsoring this stream. Here's the link again. Use that link to start up. So let's get into some kind of. We'll get a couple more keys to victory, and also we'll talk about some stat predictions. Any more keys to victory you have for Washington?
Uh, Other than the D line and getting some type of run game going, I would say feed your number one receiver, Terry. Go to him early and often and don't look back. He's a baller. No one can cover him. Go to him as much. He should not be having games where he's targeted under 10 times. Like he should be targeted over 10 times weekly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he needs to get the ball as much as possible. Him and Logan Thomas. I think Logan Thomas needs to get the ball a little bit more too, but he's got to hang on to it. Can't fumble the ball. I mean, that's a killer. When your tight end is fumbling like that, that's a killer. Like like that play
For
right
sure.
there really killed us. And the defense, there's no excuses for the defense. Of course, I'm about to give them an excuse. Like they were terrible in the game against the Bills. But like also the offense was not putting them in good situations. Like if you think about it, there were we had 3 turnovers in the game. One or two picks and one fumble. All two of the picks I think gave the Bills the ball like inside the 25, and then the other one was at like the 45. And then also
Hmm.
we went for it at our own like 25 or 20-yard line, and we didn't get it. So that's 4 times where the Bills are getting it in their, our territory. And that's, three guaranteed 9 points, even if they play it perfectly. Even if they play it perfectly, that's 9 points. The offense has to put our defense in better situations. Of course, we want our defense to play amazing, but our offense also can't be turning the ball over, especially in our own territory where the Falcons are going to get the ball right, at least in field goal range, maybe even get a touchdown. But like last week, it didn't matter because like we every time the Bills got the ball back from a turnover, it's not like Washington held them to a field goal. It was pretty much a touchdown every time, if I'm correct. So let's hope we can win the turnover battle this game.
Oh yeah, I would like to see us actually force some because it feels like that's not something we really do, and I need that. I need that to change. I need that to change for real. We need to, like, I'm looking league wide. Everyone's coughing up the ball. Everyone's fumbling, throwing picks. Why can't we do that?
Yeah,
Like, I need to see it.
we've only gotten like what we forced two turnovers so far this season,
Mhm.
and really I'm saying one because the Herbert one, Montez Sweat made a great play. He came off the
That was
edge,
not a
made a great.
fumble.
Yeah, that's not a fumble. Like that's not. It just went straight out of the back of the end zone. It was pretty much a throw.
Mhm.
The William Jackson one, that was a great pick. But besides
Yeah, that
that,
was
we haven't
amazing.
had a turnover. So let's hope we can get a couple in this game because if we do, I think we win this game pretty easily if we can force two or more turnovers. But we haven't been able to do it so far. So that is one thing. So let's quickly do some stat prediction before we head out. We got a little bit more time here. So Heineke, I'll go first. I'm gonna say he goes for homecoming game for him. I'm gonna say he goes 23 of 33 for 23 for 33 for actually 22 of 33. I'm being specific for 254 yards, and I'm gonna say two touchdowns and one interception.
Okay. I'm gonna go 21 for 35, 270, a touchdown and a pick.
Yeah.
He's
Uh,
not gonna go crazy, but he's gonna play fine, and
do
he's
enough to
gonna lead
win.
us down the field. Yeah, he's gonna lead us down the field to win the game with a field goal when we're down 20-21. We're gonna win 23-21. So yeah, I got like 21 for 35, about 260, a touchdown to pick. That's what I got for Heineke.
All right. So now I'll go with Gibson. So I'm gonna go. I know I said he wouldn't get over 80 yards. I might have to change that, but I'm gonna go. He gets 15 carries for 84 yards and one touchdown. And then I'm going to go three catches for 22 yards.
Mm. All right, for Gibson, I got 14 carries, 60 yards, two catches, 20 yards, and the touchdowns are going to probably be McKissick or maybe Patterson if we get him in the game tomorrow. But we'll see. We need to get Gibson in the end zone rushing the ball. So I'm gonna give him a touchdown. Since I got Heineke with one touchdown, we're gonna get Gibson a touchdown, 68 yards, but he'll get a goal line score.
All right, all right. So now let's go to Terry. So he's had a great season so far. He's been coming down with pretty much every target he's gotten. And had a decent game last week against the Bills. Would have had some better stats if they didn't call that pass interference on J.D. McKissick. But let's go and for McLaurin, I'll say he gets 7 catches for 91 yards, and I'll throw in a touchdown.
Okay. I'm gonna go a very similar stat line. I'm gonna go 9 for 98 in a touchdown. 9 for 98 in a touchdown with the potential for another one, but it's gonna be come up just short. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a tug and 9 catches tomorrow.
All right, and you guys can go ahead and throw your predictions in there as well. So let's go Curtis here. This is a very hard
Mm.
prediction to make just because we don't know how many snaps he's going to get. It could be he only plays like 30% of the snaps. It could be he plays not every snap, but he plays like 90% of the snaps and he's fully good to go. I will go 4 catches for 44 yards and
Wow.
one rush for 7 yards.
I was thinking something very similar. I was gonna say 3 catches for 42 yards for Samuel, and I'm not sure we give him any rushes yet. Man, let's go 1 rush for 6 yards and 3 catches for 42 for Samuel. Nothing crazy, nothing special, but enough to keep the defense on their toes.
Yeah, for sure. I really want to see how they use him if they move him around a ton. I hope they do, because he's a weapon. He's a weapon for sure. So Logan, let's go Logan Thomas. I'm gonna go. I don't think it's gonna be a big game for Logan, but I'll go 4 catches for 41 yards, no touchdowns.
No touchdowns, 3 catches, 39 yards for Logan. Not gonna be a big
All right.
passing day for us.
Yeah. So I think that's probably it for the stat projections on the offense. I mean, we could go. the other guys just not that they're not good enough to do predictions, but it's just like it's
No
hard to
point.
do. Yeah, it's hard to do predictions on a guy that
Mhm.
these guys, Adam Humphries, De'Ami Brown, Patterson, any of these guys really hard to project because they haven't done much. And McKissick, I mean, he's hard just because some days he'll get like no carries, some days he'll get some carries, some days he'll get a bunch of targets, and sometimes he doesn't.
Mhm.
So it's hard to do it for McKissick. So on the defense, how many sacks do you think we get this week against the Falcons?
Man, we should get like 5 or 6 because this team is not good up front, and Matt's a statue. But I'll say we'll get 3. 3, and 1.5 of them better be from Chase Young. I better see 99 get home tomorrow. Him and Sweat, they need to find their way to the quarterback and stop running past the quarterback and play hand fighting with tackles. Like, get home, guys. I need to see it.
Yeah, I'm wearing
So
his
3.
this. I'm wearing his jersey today and tomorrow, or I just put it on for the stream. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow. I've been wearing a Terry one every week, and he's stepped up. Chase Young hasn't, so I'm wearing
Mhm.
it for this game. Let's hope he steps up, has an impact. I'm gonna go 4 sacks for the defense. I'm gonna say Chase Young gets 1.5. Jonathan Allen gets half a sack. Montez Sweat gets a sack, so that puts you at 3. And Daron Payne gets a sack. So I kind of want to say settle, but I'm gonna go 1 sack there. And actually, and this is like a if Matt Ioannidis plays, I'll switch that sack over to Daron Payne. But if he doesn't, then I'll just keep Daron Payne with that sack. Defense got to step up against the Falcons. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get pressure against them. Like with the Bills, they were able to get some pressure, but Josh Allen would be able to step up because he's pretty mobile. He's pretty mobile. So Matt Ryan is never has been mobile, and he's also getting up there in age. I think he's 38. 38 years old, 39. So there's no reason why you should not be able to get 3, 4 plus sacks and more, like a bunch of pressures as well, QB hits, because Matt Ryan is not going to be able to run around like Josh Allen was. So we got to step up. Our defensive line has to step up, and also I want to see if there's any changes on the defense. Like, does Jack Del Rio make any changes in terms of like Bostic, Landon Collins, any of the safeties or corners as well? Does he move Kendall Fuller to the outside with or with Benjamin St. Juste being out?
Yeah, I want to see how they adjust to that. Like, I want to see corners and safeties in a position to make a play. I'm tired of us sitting back and letting people catch the ball in front of us and having to make a play. I need them to I need them to show me some exotic blitzes or something. Don't take 3.5 quarters to send a corner blitz. Like, mix it up, Jack. That's what I want to see.
All right, and he's 36, by the way. He's 36, but he's still a little old. And he was never super mobile, so I think we should be able to get him down. But I mean, they haven't been
Statue.
able to do it. They haven't been able to do it so far this season. And let's hope they can do it. This is the first quarterback that they're playing that just isn't mobile. I mean, Justin Herbert isn't super fast, but he can get out of the pocket. He can make some plays with his
Yeah.
legs. Of course, Daniel Jones can do it. He's always been able
Hmm.
to do it against Washington. And, Josh Allen can do stuff with his legs too. Matt Ryan really can't. He's a pocket passer. So, and our defense kind of struggles against mobile quarterbacks. So let's hope we're able to have a big day against the Falcons offense, at least in terms of getting to the quarterback, because they've got some weapons on offense in Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts. And if you give Matt Ryan time, he's gonna find the busted coverage. He's gonna find the mismatch, and he's gonna get it
Facts.
to that receiver. And we've already seen, especially William Jackson. He's had like 2 or 3 coverages where he like totally messes it up. Where we saw that one where Darius Slayton dropped it, and you do that against Calvin Ridley and a quarterback like Matt Ryan, it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown every time. So we
Yes,
got to
sir.
fix that up. But also, if our defense gets to the quarterback, that won't be an issue.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. We should be able to beat this team tomorrow. If we can't beat the Atlanta Falcons, it's going to be a long year.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if we don't beat the Falcons, We're 1-3 heading into that gauntlet of a schedule where we play the Saints, Chiefs, Packers, Broncos, Bucks, Panthers, Seahawks, Raiders, and then the
Oh my God.
Cowboys. So, none of those games are easy games after that. Like,
Hell
not a
no.
single one. Not a single game will we be favored unless there's an injury at the quarterback position to another team. And yeah, unless that happens, we will not be favored. So, this game it is a must win, I think, if we want to make the playoffs. This is a must win game for Washington. Defense got to step up, and offense just has to do enough to win. And I think Taylor Heineke will be able to do that in his homecoming game.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just ready to see. I'm ready. I'm ready to wake up tomorrow and it to be 1 o'clock because I need to see this team do better, and I don't want to feel like I felt on Monday ever again. So let's get it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I think we're gonna, call a day. We'll answer a couple more questions and then we'll head out. Again, Rio, appreciate you for coming through. Make sure you guys check out Rio's channel. I'll put his link in again. Great Washington YouTuber. Posting some, great content, some things from where, he's doing some game day vlogs and some other things where he gets access at, FedEx Field. So make sure you guys check him out. Great YouTuber. Anything you want to plug right now? Any videos you got coming out?
Yes, sir. So this week, this week I got a NFC East quarterly roundtable. So today is it's gonna week 4 wraps up this week, and which means we're about a quarter of the way through the season. I got Mark Holmes representing Dallas, Bad Dog Sports representing the Giants, and my guy Chip from the All About the Birds Network. We're gonna get a little roundtable NFC East temperature check going, and I got some more really good guests coming up. And if you haven't already, check out my interview with Steve White to the NFL Network, who also covers the Falcons for the NFL Network as well. Check out the channel, Rambling with Rio Robinson. Appreciate you having me on, Pedro.
Yep, appreciate you coming on. Put your link in the chat. Make sure you guys check him out. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Big game tomorrow. Got to get this win against the Falcons if we have any chance of making the playoffs this season. If we want to talk about the playoffs at all, we have to beat the Falcons. And
Facts.
it'll be definitely a totally different, you know, just if we're it'll be very different going into week 5 if we're 1-3 versus 2-2, in my opinion. Also, guys, make sure you guys check out Winview. And yeah, let's go ahead and call it a day. Appreciate you coming on, and peace. Let's get this win.
Yes, sir.